Wedding dates. First, you want to start with your season because obviously, that cuts it down in terms of like what your options are pretty quick.
Cuts it down in fourths.
It cuts it down into fourths.
Yeah.
Instead of having to pick between 366 days next year because it's leap year.
That's true.
So firstly, you're going to want to start with your wedding season. So why don't you talk a little about what those are?
So the most popular wedding seasons are spring, which now is like kind of like March to June. I feel like technically spring's like April to June, but now like spring season's starting to like creep into March because those dates are getting more popular.
Yeah.
And then fall season, which actually is more popular in Charlotte.
I was going to say, I thought fall was more popular.
Yeah. Here. Anyways.
Yeah.
Just because it's so beautiful here that time of the year. And so fall is really like, it's like late August, but really September to like November.
Yeah.
I would say like before Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving, it's like winter.
Mm-hmm.
So then, you have your less popular, I would say summer is probably like somewhere in between. So that's like, June to end of June to end of August. And then winter's.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the South, that's
in the South. Yeah.
Well, I mean, everywhere really, but
that's true.
Whew, an August wedding in Charlotte is.
Yeah.
It's hot.
It is.
Yeah. Outdoor wedding in August is real hot.
Yep.
And then your winter season. But I mean, spring and fall are probably the most popular choices.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the best season? Sounds subjective.
It is subjective. I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. Do you want to be indoors or outdoors? If you want to be outdoors and you're getting married in North Carolina in August, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. There are going to be maybe some complaints. So, that makes a difference.
Go indoors.
Yeah.
In the summer.
Yeah. If you want to get married in the winter, but maybe you have people traveling from Minnesota where it's like snowy throughout the winter,
Right.
They might not be able to make it because
and summer. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe.
Maybe they may not be able to make it because of like a snowstorm or something, so like there's different things like that you have to think about that play into the date that you pick. So think about like your guests and what you're envisioning for wedding day.
Okay. How do you decide what's best for you?
As far as the season goes, I mean, you have to think about like the colors you like. So like certain colors work better in different seasons. I'm not saying there's like a rule around it, but burgundy, for example, works a little better. It's a little more of a fall color than it is like
or winter.
Yeah, than it is like a spring color.
Right.
You can do it, but it's just tends to be a little more like fall winterish. The flowers you like. So certain flowers are in season.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a specific flower that's out of season, that's going to be very pricey.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably possible, but it's going to be very pricey because it's going to have to come from somewhere else.
Right.
So like if you're wanting to use local flowers, make sure that you think about that. How much time you want to plan. So I know we talked about that a couple episodes ago in the proposal episode. But if you get engaged in October and you want to have, an April wedding, are you going to plan in 5 months, or are you looking at 17 months?
Yeah.
So those are things to think about, like when you want to get married and how long you want your engagement to be. Like we knew we didn't want a year engagement,
right?
Or anything more than a year. We wanted to be under a year.
Right.
That was just worked well for us. If you have like a lot going on, you might want a longer engagement. So it just kind of depends. And then also the availability of your venue that you want is going to play a role in the season. Spring, fall dates tend to go quickly. So especially if you're looking at a shorter engagement, your ideal date might not be available.
Right. Okay. Perks of out of season. So it's July or it's January. What are some of the perks of, going out of season?
Well, I think you'll have more availability to start. Like if you're looking at July weekends, you might have all the availability, on a Saturday. Whereas like if you're looking at October, they could have all the Saturdays booked. And then maybe you're looking at a Friday or Sunday wedding if you really want October. So I think that's a huge perk of being out of season. Sometimes you get, and not just venues, like your other vendors too. So they might be booked up. Maybe the photographer or the planner you want is booked up, the entire month of October, but they have tons of availability in January. So you're just going to have more availability of vendors overall if you pick an off-season date. A lot of times there's discounts also.
Right.
It depends, but a lot of, venues will offer off-season booking dates. So that's something that can make a big difference on your budget. And then maybe you want to have like a Christmas themed wedding. So, that's something to think about too. If you have like a specific vision in mind, or maybe all of your family is going to be in town for Thanksgiving. So it's just like easy to have Thanksgiving and then go roll right into the wedding. So those are different kind of perks of being out of season.
Okay.